weekend split, tough loss against a national powerhouse in Grand Valley, and then the smothering win against Davenport on Saturday. So for the Wildcats, good and bad from the weekend. The bad, maybe not unfamiliar at this point. 2 quarters over the course of the weekend with just 2 points. A combined 1 for 25 from the floor over those 2 quarters.
Yep.
That's not sustainable. So how do you, I mean, obviously, basketball is a game of runs. There's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, highs and lows. But how do you address that and keep the lows from being that low?
Well, I mean, obviously it's a discussion, but it's also trying to figure out, okay, where can we get better shots? What can we do offensively to get things a little bit better flow? But on the other side of it too is just like, hey, we got to hit those layups that we're missing or those open shots that we have. We got to knock them down. So obviously we're doing a ton of shooting in practice. And really talking about, okay, like what do we need to do and where do we need to go be a little bit better kind of everywhere, not just on the offensive end, but defensively as well. Because if you get a defensive stop too, you could get a fast break layup, you could get out in front, all of that stuff. And our defense really dictates what our offense does. So it's a little bit of everything, but again, it's not dwelling on, okay, like that happened. It's, okay, now we got to address it, fix it, figure it out, and keep moving forward.
So over this weekend, and really over the course of the season, but especially against a Grand Valley team that comes in with a top 10 offense in the country, you hold them to just barely cracking 40 points. This team has proven capable more than once, multiple times this season, that they can smother anybody. So what is it that makes this unit so defensively sound?
Well, I think a lot of it is just, I mean, what they do with our length and our how big we are. We're big in almost every area compared to a lot of other teams. But the other thing that we really take pride in, I think, is just our toughness and not getting rattled. Some people are going to hit shots, okay, that's fine, but you don't let them go off for 6, 7, 8 shots in a row. And making other teams kind of taking out their best player obviously is key for us, but also not letting anybody else go off on a run. And like you said, it is a game of runs. They're going to have their kind of situations, but if we can stop that or minimize that as much as possible, I think that's huge. And that's what we take pride in. I mean, we're kind of like gutted out. You got to beat us on on that end. And then we'll kind of, hopefully it'll kind of help our offense out a little bit more and get some easy shots for us.
So with this weekend's results, been around the league once, 6-3, good for 4th place in the league. How do you feel after you've seen everybody once? How do you feel about where the Cats stack up within the conference?
You're happy with where it is, but as a coach, you're never happy, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. We're very pleased with what we're doing and where we're at. But as a coach, you want to be better and you want to improve every single day and within practice, within games, with everything. So we take things again just one day at a time. It's awesome what we've done, but we can't change it. We can't go back and play that game over or fix this possession or that possession. But now we got to be really good here because everybody else has seen us too. So they know what we're doing. So you got to prepare just like you did before. You got one game at a time. You just got to try and get that win no matter what it takes.
So with that in mind, obviously coming down the stretch, every game is important, but especially taking care of business at home. That's actually been something of a struggle for this team this year. 4-5 at home, 7-2 literally anywhere else. That just feels very strange.
But we're playing, and look at those teams that we're playing at home too. They're top teams, and they're very tough opponents, even within our conference too. It hasn't been an easy road at home, and that's partially why you schedule the non-conference games that you do, so then you're prepared once you hit conference play. Now when we go on the road a little bit, we're going to play those top teams at their place, which probably is not a whole lot easier. But again, every game is just as important as the last one. So we just got to keep moving forward. We got to keep building. And I think if we keep doing what we're doing and get a little bit better in some areas and tweak some things, this stretch coming up could be really good for us.
Let's talk about that stretch then. At Lake Superior State, at Ferris State this week, Coach. Your thoughts on the work the Cats have cut out for them this week?
It's going to be a battle. Obviously, Lake State, they battled with us at home. It was not an easy one. It was another grind-out win for us, and I think it's going to be the exact same thing going there on the road when we go. And then Ferris State got us at home. So it's, we got to take it back to them, hopefully get one on the road down there. But again, we're really focused on Thursday. Lake State, they got some strong post players. They got some strong guards that we got to slow them down kind of all over the court. It's not just 1-2 people that you can focus on, because they got a couple other people that will step up. Some people that are leaving the conference with rebounding, 3-point shooting percentage. I mean, they're up there in a couple different stats. So we really got to focus on a little bit of everything and get the job done on Thursday first.
You talked about made it through the first round, I guess, if you will, of conference play.
Yep.
Looking at the team now, where do you feel offensively? What is your balance like offensively, and how do you feel about the unit on that side of the court moving forward?
Obviously, McKaylee's a very good player for us. We know that. We have to rely on her to do her job, but we have to have some more people step up even a little bit more than where we're at. And now it's kind of more maintaining your bodies too. I mean, this is the stretch that's really hard. This January going into February, you got to stay healthy with where you're at, and it's when people get a little bit banged up, especially people who are playing a lot of minutes. So you got to maintain your bodies, but again, you got to be able to hit those shots and knock them down on the offensive end. We're getting some really good looks, some wide open looks that we just got to have that mindset that I'm shooting to make this no matter what, no matter where it is in the game and no matter what point, and not put too much pressure on yourself, but just go out there and do it like they can. That's why they're here. So we got to score some more points. That's going to help us win some more games.